Hey there, welcome to another edition of Vegas Bad Boys of podcasting. I'm DJ Impact, Sin City Steve. I see you. How you doing?
Doing all
And
right. How you doing?
Simon, good man, good. Simon Street's on with us via phone. What's up, Simon?
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Good, man.
Good. And there is no Michaels tonight, so MIA. You know what can I say? Nevertheless, we're here and you're here. Make sure you join us in the chat, Facebook Live, Twitch, and YouTube. Throw your comments in the box, and we'll try to get it in as we see fit. All right. So this is Wrestling Talk, and man, coming off of a pay-per-view or a premium live event on Puerto Rico. I'm sure that's going to be in some of the chatter tonight. So you know what? Let's just get right into it with our four-way stop. Sin City Steve, what is your highlights this week?
All right. So don't worry. We'll talk about San Juan here in just a minute. But first, I do have to mention that we did finalize the main event for AEW Double or Nothing, and it is indeed a four-way to the surprise of absolutely nobody. MJF will be defending against Jungle Boy Jack Perry, Sammy Guevara, and Darby Allin in a four-way match for the AEW World Championship. Jack Perry and Darby Allin picked up the win over MJF and Sammy Guevara on Dynamite as Darby coffin dropped Guevara for the win. So anyway, now I'm going to talk just a tiny little bit about Puerto Rico. I know I normally stay to AEW, but I figure with Michaels not being here tonight, I can at least say a couple of things about WWE. Let's be real, guys. How good was Backlash? First things first, Bad Bunny, Damian Priest. The match was an absolute banger. Make no mistake whatsoever. Bad Bunny was athletic as hell, super fearless, damn near spiking himself on his head doing a sliced bread number 2. But that match isn't what it was without Damian Priest to lead it.
Yes.
100%.
Damian Priest is vastly underrated. And quite honestly, guys, he is the main event and the MVP from Backlash. Make no mistake.
I agree. Yeah.
The match that was the main event, Cody Rhodes beat Brock Lesnar in the main event of the show. Now, I do have to say, shout out to WWE for reusing the finish that was used in Jacksonville between Cody and Jake Hager during the pandemic and AEW. Obviously, in case you're under a rock, you didn't see either one. They were damn near identical. Hager and Lesnar had a Kimura locked in. Cody shifted his weight and leverage pinned Lesnar to pick up the win.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's a lot to take in. I know.
A lot of the WWE fans didn't see that match, so it was new to us.
There you go.
Oh, man. All right.
Parody is not always a bad thing.
No, it's not. It's the type of industry we're in. I mean, it is a copycat industry, whether any particular promotion wants to admit it or not.
Simon, what you got?
I was just gonna say, I'm gonna talk about NXT just a smidge. Obviously, what everybody wasn't talking about, but I thought it was interesting is Indy Hartwell relinquishing the title as she came out and reported that she had a high ankle sprain before last week's when she defended the title. So she is going to relinquish the NXT title. Pretty sure her injury had nothing to do with the fact that her new home is Raw. But hey, and so it was a bittersweet type of situation that went down. Everybody loves them some Indy Hartwell, and we wish her the best of luck. And then at the end, Dexter Lumis comes out and whisk his beautiful young bride away. Quotation marks, if I had a camera to show you. So I wanted to mention that because that was pretty cool. Again, continuity. A lot of times we give WWE a lot of bad rap on not having continuity, and it's good. I hope that same continuity shows up on Raw because Dexter Lumis, Indy Hartwell, their pairing really is good for ratings. I think. I mean, is it going to be the number one standout on Raw? No, but it's something I think that a lot of NXT fans who may not like Raw will probably watch as well. In other things on NXT, man, just want to say, Dragon Lee McDonough, great match, just great match. I mean, they left it all on the table, and I feel like it was one of the top matches just in general of how that was. So shout out to both those guys. One thing on NXT that I didn't even realize, and I know you guys go get ready to dig in, get your shovels. This is what happens because I'm not consistent all the time with watching certain shows. I didn't know that Reggie was Scripps. Yes, dig into me. I don't know if it was because I didn't give a shit about Scripps, and I sure as hell didn't give a shit about Reggie. But now that I know two of those ain't shits, put that together to where I actually give a shit now. So WWE was successful in having me give a shit about two things outside of the norm. But that was pretty interesting. And then, of course, Backlash. Yes, Backlash was good. I'm not going to sit up here and say that WWE listens to the Vegas Bad Boy show, but I will say that I did say last week or the week before last that if you're going to do it on Puerto Rico, you have to show Puerto Rico. It's a beautiful place. It's a destination that people want to go to, and WWE did do that on the pre-show. They showed different parts of that. I know they had Barrett out there looking at receiving drinks on the beach and looking at Cheeks walk away. I mean, it was the essence of Puerto Rico. You go to Puerto Rico to see beautiful Boricuas, drinks galore, sun, dancing. It was great. And yes, Bad Bunny is amazing, but yes, he wouldn't have been as amazing without Damian Priest. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Damian Priest is something special. Have that man don a belt. I know, soon. Because he's not a spring chicken. He's been in the game for quite some time. So I mean, and that's kind of all I really have just for Backlash. Shout out to one of our former guests, Savio Vega, getting some love. If you haven't listened to the Vegas Bad Boys podcast, that was one of our first interviews. A very, very good interview. It was actually one of our best ones. And we finally met someone that talked more than Simon Street.
That's a first.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, man. Just good stuff on the on Backlash. And I gotta tell you, Damian Priest, listen, I've been a fan of this guy since he was on ROH. And I think he should be elevated to world title status. And quite frankly, I thought bringing him in, that was going to eventually be the goal. Yeah. But somehow he got lost in the shovel. So hopefully this was a great standout because, they both played their roles well, but I was just amazed just how safe he was with Bad Bunny. You know what I mean? Like going through the table, everything was like, I think he said since that he was perfect.
Yeah.
All the moves were done just perfectly. Because I was joking here with wifey here, I was like, I'm sure his agent is losing their mind again.
Right.
Don't do it.
I do have to say that table spot. I mean, you saw him reach up and actually cup the back of Bad Bunny's neck to absolutely make sure that nothing would even come close to going wrong. So
Oh, guys,
he led the whole thing. Perfect.
He did.
I forgot to tell y'all. I just researched this. Bad Bunny has the same life insurance policy agency as Tom Cruise.
Really?
No. But I'm saying they're probably losing their mind about as much as Tom Cruise's life insurance agent.
Oh, I'm sure.
Pretty much, dude.
Because the shit that he's doing is crazy.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's get too sweet for the week. All right, Simon Street, what you got?
Well, my definite too sweet for the week is, definitely happy the club is back. I'm happy. And if that ain't enough to be too sweet, you know, I'm sure everybody was too sweet and everybody. Interesting enough, I feel something is a little different this time around. I really feel that um, maybe the writing on the wall is AJ Styles may be ready at some point of looking at hanging up his wrestling boots. And I'm not trying to say that. I'm not. I don't want nobody coming backlash on me. How can you say that, Shaman? No. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, AJ Styles been in the game for a very, very, very long time. You know what I mean? And I know he has much more in the tank, and he seems like more of a type of guy to be like, look, I'm thinking about hanging it up in like the next 5 years, maybe, right? And as we know in wrestling, that happens rather quickly. And before you know it, 5 years is here because he's someone that has hits after hits, match after match. With that being said, was that?
I'm about to say 5 years is a long time for AJ Styles.
Well, it could be a long time for a lot, but I could see him someone, extending it another 5 years and then being done. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't see him as being like, some of the other wrestlers we grew up with, just sure. extending until they need to get robotic arms and legs and limbs. You get what I'm saying? I could see him being done and being satisfied because he seems like, a country boy. You know what I mean? Just but my point that I was making is also to the club. I look at that group and I think there needs to be something that's done with them. And I think that given a bit of an opportunity, they could do something. Is it going to be grandiose? Is it going to be top caliber? Maybe not, right? But it's definitely something that I think they need to do something with them because even when they came out, people were excited. But I felt like it was the excitement of, where are they going to go? You see what I'm saying? Where are they going to go? They're not as hot as Judgment Day. I'm not going to sit up there and lie to y'all and insult y'all intelligence. They're definitely not as hot as the Bloodline, even though they got family issues going on. So my question is why do we like the group? Well, we don't even have to explain that. We do like them. Yeah. But where could they go? What's the realistic? So that's why I say too sweet for the week because, they're here. They're here to stay. I think that something's going to happen, and that's why I wanted to mention them. So that's what I got, guys. My too sweet for the week.
Cool.
Perfect. Sin City Steve.
All right. So first things first, the entire San Juan crowd gets a too sweet for the week from me.
Absolutely.
Dude, like, seriously, that audience gave 110% from the very beginning. It gave the show an amazing element, and they were more than just a backdrop. So that's awesome. Also, got to give too sweet to Bianca Belair and Io Sky for their match. And interestingly enough, I mentioned this right after the crowd for a particular reason. Io Sky was over like crazy as a babyface with this audience. This is the first time I think that we've had a bit of an adverse reaction to Bianca Belair. So I know that I've mentioned it on the show a couple of times that, her character needs a shift, yada, yada. If nothing else, now we can kind of see, that kind of a thing could happen. It just adds to the character depth and possibility for Bianca Belair. Somebody who I just saw a social media post, 400 days as Raw Women's Champion.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
It is.
Anyway, elsewhere, Jeff Jarrett, Sanjay Dutt, Satnam Singh, and Jay Lethal visited the Briscoe farm. Oh, yeah, man. They were dressed in overalls and, stereotypical farm gear. They showed up, volunteered to work on the farm. The entire segment was gold. It was funny. It was comedy. It was sports entertainment. Too sweet for everyone involved there. And then speaking of things on the farm, the firm deletion went down on Rampage from the Hardy compound. But I'd highly recommend going to Bleacher Report and watching the uncut version. They had to cut some things out to broadcast it on Rampage, of all things. Again, sports entertainment segment. But as always, the deletion matches are always a fun time. There were cameos by Rebby, the kids, Maxwell getting in the ring, actually. Pretty cool.
Wow.
Stokely Hathaway is absolutely hilarious as a comedy heel. And, you know, it is what it is. Matt Hardy picked up the win over Ethan Page after everybody, including your boy Impact, Caprice Coleman, was there acting as a special guest referee.
Oh, was he?
Well, and yeah, so now it's over. At least that whole storyline ended on a fun note.
Yeah, sounds like it. I tell you, shout out to the guy operating the drone at Puerto Rico. That was just beautiful from the time it started. I mean, dude, that was just dope. I'm looking at that whole thing like how did he like not mess that up? Like, I mean, he was going through walls and buildings and doors, and it was just anyway, and it was live. Like, I didn't even know they had like the drones that could be live. You know what I'm saying? So,
But you know what's so interesting about that, Impact? And I don't know the name of the sport. There's a sport where you race drones, and they have people who race them at high speeds, like down tunnels and everything. I'm gonna have to look it up one day. I saw it on one of the ESPN. It was ESPN too. No joke, guys. Straight up racing drones and shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was definitely too sweet for me. I'm like, I can't believe they pulled that off. My Lord. Yeah, exciting stuff. Still mad I didn't try to get tickets to that.
I'm surprised, man. You should have got him.
I should have been there instead of Mania.
You should have.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have got Roman, but hey, you know, Puerto Rico was talking about that during the match anyways.
I know. All right. Let's get into some WTF. I know my quick WTF has to be from Impact Wrestling. I got tired of hearing Tom Phillips say, we're going to have Trinity on with a live mic. He said that every commercial break. I don't even understand why is that. Okay, I understand the idea of having, and by the way, we Trinity, Naomi from WWE. I understand the hypeness of wanting to pump that up, but why do you have to keep saying with a live mic? I would assume that, I mean, and maybe they're saying that because they know that maybe people didn't know Impact is taped. I mean, I'm sure most do, but I don't know. Like, it's just weird how why are you just going to keep saying it?
No, Impact, they just run the same building every week for 4 or 5 weeks at a time.
Yeah,
well, you would think that.
Now, see, I thought it was because when when Trinity was in WWE, she never had a live mic segment. That's why I thought they were doing that the whole time. Like, she never had a live mic segment.
And all that could be the case, but why do you keep saying it? Why are we not hearing, hey, don't forget Trinity will be up next. Watch it. Boom. Why is it, Trinity with a live mic?
Because they're going to tease that she's going to talk shit on WWE.
Okay.
And truth be told, she hasn't been talking shit, but she's been really smart about mentioning the conversations and disclosing a lot.
We all know she's going to most likely, come back. Everybody wants to come back, right?
Oh, yeah.
Eventually. So why talk shit?
So I don't know. Smart play.
Sin City, you had some WTFs, man?
Oh, yeah, man. So there was a trios battle royal on Dynamite. Yeah, a battle royal. Imagine that, The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn won it. I've officially decided that I fucking hate battle royals unless they're the staggered entry ones.
Okay.
I hope we genuinely don't get another battle royal on AEW TV for at least a month. They love doing them. I hate watching them. What the fuck? Wardlow squashed a jobber on Dynamite and then cut a yelling promo calling out Christian and Luchasaurus. We then find out that it's Christian who's going to be challenging Wardlow. I mean, I guess Yeah, as long as Christian puts him over, Wardlow can't get beaten by Christian, right?
Oh boy.
Oh God.
Mm.
And then that consolation prize that we talked about last week for a few seconds, that title, it's actually going to be decided by, if this isn't convoluted enough, take some notes. 2 triple threat matches on Raw. The winners of those triple threat matches will face each other later in the night. Same thing on SmackDown. And the Raw will face the SmackDown. Okay, this is a Raw exclusive title, right? So you've got a Raw superstar wrestling a SmackDown superstar. Quite honestly, I think this is probably the fastest that they've ever invalidated their drafts and or brand splits. They usually gets about a month, 2 months, 3 months, somewhere in there before they do something stupid. No, this is like the week after. The more shit changes, the more it stays the same. What the fuck?
They're trying to figure it out, man.
They'll get it one day.
Let's hope for them.
Yeah.
And yes, based on that match, I definitely would agree with that, Charmaine. Bad Bunny has shown more in his matches than Logan Paul has. However, both guys have been phenomenal in the ring.
Let me ask you guys, I know this is just kind of off script right now, but speaking of that, being that they've been like sort of the latest superstars that has been having these matches, is it a interest? Is it a sale? Is it something that would pique an interest for Logan Paul and Bad Bunny to have a match against each other?
No, it'll never happen.
Okay. No, okay. All right. I was just curious.
And that's just my opinion.
So ultimately, I think that it comes down to the safety aspect.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Green.
Yeah.
I would not recommend them even.
You're right. I forgot
that.
about the safety part.
But
we know.
Yeah,
Logan
as long as no one's going through a table, just a standard in ring. But I don't know how.
I mean, the crossover appeal of both guys is just insane.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind, I actually had people come up to me this past week, and they were like, "Yo, dude, I heard Bad Bunny was wrestling this weekend," and I was like, "This person has never watched wrestling in their life."
Right.
And they came up and basically started that conversation with me about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really cool to see that. And hopefully we get more crossover. I'm not saying have Bad Bunny as WWE champion or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, they did give him a little run with the 24/7 title, and he took that shit with him.
Right.
But yeah, capitalize on this crossover stuff, man. It's working. We're starting to see more and more mainstream appeal again. More kids wearing wrestling shirts again. So whatever they're doing on both brands, on both companies, whatever they're doing, just keep doing it. Stay the course. Everything will work itself out.
I agree, 100%.
Ah, there we go. See, I knew someone would agree with me. See, boom, there I go. I'm a booker now, Cincy. Steve.
There you go.
Oh well, man, you're already more advanced than Tony Khan.
I respect you, Booker man.
All right, Simon, you had any WTFs?
Yes, I do have a WTF. So I'm sure some people in the world are just like me when they watch Raw. You're watching Raw, either in the background, or you're watching Raw but not really watching Raw. And that was me this Monday. As I was watching towards the 3/4 part of it, Solo Sikoa, Seth Rollins. They're having their match. I'm turning in a little bit more than I normally do. All of a sudden, I hear an announcer say, who better than Seth Rollins to eat out an opponent's mind? And Corey Groves immediately says, "Family show, KP." I rewind that like 3 or 4 times. Literally, it was a WTF moment for me, because in my best Scooby-Doo question mark cure, I was like, like 100%. I had no idea what I was hearing. And the reason why this was WTF for me is if y'all guys maybe can or cannot agree, isn't KP always straight laced, never ever says outlandish crazy stuff? Usually it's Corey Graves. That's the one that's saying some weird,
Yeah,
inappropriate shit. And it
yeah.
was KP. Now, mind you, I'm pretty sure KP innocently didn't know, just like the way a little child says "fuck you," and just because their parents said it. But I'm being honest. It threw me for a loop, y'all. Like straight
My
up,
child
like
didn't say that.
well,
Yeah, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Impact. You have a very, 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 very well behaved children. Well, they're not children no more, but they're very
Yeah.
well behaved. So, but
Well,
I'm just saying, like it was crazy, man.
They know
So
better.
that was my WTF. Other than that, Gigi Dolan and Jay, can we end that, please? NXT. I'm sorry. I love y'all. I got a lot of love for y'all, right? But y'all starting to do some shit that AEW does and get flack for all the time. The shit was dead 4 months ago. It is time to put it to bed. These chicks don't like each other, and their promos against each other are old and tired. Can we please do something different?
mm.
Please, HBK, whoever the hell's up there. That's my WTF, y'all.
All right, all right, all right. Let's see. What are we looking out for here? The lookout. What is there to be looking out for? Well, I'm gonna go to you, Simon Street, for this one. But is anybody interested in looking out for the new who's gonna be the new Raw champion?
You
Or
mean you mean the world?
WWE? Yeah.
Yeah, you are. I'm more interested in looking out for how Mr. Impact is going to talk about who is the next champion. How did you go about it, Impact? Did you read the Bleacher Reports? Did you go on the different dirt sheets? Like what did you do? Because I know damn well you ain't watching nothing that got to do with Saudi Arabia at all, as you have vocalized year after year.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell both of y'all this. I told wifey this. I just want the fans to be so angry and so pissed. Let whoever win that title eventually have to confront Roman. And Roman gets that title as well. Piss off the folks. Don't you think, Sin City, that would do it? Whoever they give
I know
title
that
to.
I would not watch WWE for a year.
Wait. We don't want you to leave. We just want you to be pissed.
That's what I do when there's something that I don't like. I just don't partake in it.
He's a union man, okay? He's a union man.
Yeah.
Okay?
I don't know. I just
He
think
draws his line in the sand and that's it.
I just think that would just be hilarious, but that goes against the whole. I'm just not immediately. I just think it would be fun to pretend like that might be something he might be interested in, and then he becomes interested in it, and then he gets it. Wouldn't that be some shit? All right. Anyways, that's nothing to look out for because that's not nothing that's happening right now. Sorry, Mr. Stream. Over to you though. What are you looking out for?
To be honest with you, what's going to happen now after the draft? Well, all the draft picks have come through. I believe the official date is this Monday. I could be wrong. Was it the 15th? They said.
Yep.
So all the or not the 15th. Was they said 15th or what? Or is it Monday? I'm sorry. I'm getting my dates.
It's Monday.
So it is Monday.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited. Obviously, I'm excited because a lot of really good NXT picks have gone over to Raw or SmackDown respectively. So I'm super excited. I know I wasn't on the show last week to kind of talk about any of that, the drafts and whatnot, but I'm super excited. So a new mix-up. We'll see what happens. We'll see what matchups work, which don't. And then one other thing I'm looking forward to is the rise of Bronson Reed. We kind of didn't talk about it, but that United States title match, Bronson Reed looked really, really comfortable and really, really good. I'm just gonna put it out there. I mean, that moonsault. I mean, I've seen pancakes fly in the air from a skillet, And Bronson Reed is up there with a flapjack. My goodness, a thing of beauty. I want to watch it twice. But again, he's who I'm looking forward to really making a big splash. You see what I did there? Big splash. You like that? Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. So those are the two things, y'all.
I'm actually disappointed that they didn't keep when they brought him back, they didn't keep the earth shaking camera when he puts his foot down. Was a good one. I don't know why they took that out. I actually enjoyed that. I thought that was really fun.
No, it really was good. You're talking about how he was in NXT, like he was, or no, we talking about he was like Godzilla or something like that.
Yeah, well, he was when he put his foot onto the steps. You know, the camera just kind of shook a little bit. It was cool. I just fun things like that. It makes it entertaining. All right, whatever. Sin City.
Whatever.
On to the next one.
You know, maybe I'll watch WWE's new season that they've done the draft and now that they've gotten new rosters and call-ups and stuff. You know, if Backlash is any indication as to the direction that the company is going to go creatively, you know, I'm definitely going to give it a shot.
Yeah.
Don't make me second guess it, WWE, please. I guess what I'm saying is just show me what you got. Impress me.
Yeah.
I do want to see how they're going to round out the rest of the Double or Nothing card in AEW. I'll be there live at the show. I'll be repping BadBoyz gear. If you see the show, flag me down. I'll take a photo with you. Hang out. But yeah, I definitely am looking forward to that. There's a ton of really great wrestling that's going to be taking over Vegas that weekend.
Yeah.
We'll do a full breakdown as we get closer to the show, to Double or Nothing weekend. But there are a lot of independent shows that are going to be here that weekend.
Let me guess, GCW going to be here?
Oh yeah, GCW is going to be here.
You know it.
There are going to be a lot of really interesting wrestling shows that are planned. I know that I was looking at the lineup and I'm trying to map out which shows I'm going to go to, which ones I'm going to have to miss. So yeah, that's the double-edged sword with this whole kind of a thing.
Right.
And lastly, you know, I want to see the continued progress that AEW is having with their ticket sales for All In London. They've already surpassed 60,000 sold.
Mm-hmm.
They've already sold 60,000 tickets.
Yeah.
And that's just in 5 days. Okay. People are saying they're not going to sell it out. All right. That's fine. Keep talking your shit. See you at the finish line.
But can I be honest though? I mean, even if they don't sell out, right? That's still a huge accomplishment. And nobody else was even they were saying that AEW shouldn't even have done it in the first place. So the fact that they are garnering this much
people that say that, because you have you know, people online that just want to talk shit nonstop. It's like as if they don't believe that AEW is a viable place for people to work and make a living and serve as an alternative to WWE. You know, the tribalism in pro wrestling fans just absolutely kills me. And, you know, you have no matter what, the fact that AEW sold 60,000 tickets to All In, and you have these Vincels that run their mouths on Twitter and just won't shut up about how AEW sucks. It's like, okay, what is AEW's previous high to this in ticket sales? About 20,000. So they've already tripled their gate. The dollar value gate of this is upwards of $7 million in tickets sold. That's fucking insane. But I just want to see where they go from here and when they sell it out.
I agree.
Do you believe that they can pull that off in the States?
So I think that you have something in this show. It's their first show in Europe. So I guarantee that is leading the charge as to why they've sold so many tickets.
Yeah.
I don't think that they could do the exact same thing right now in the States.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that they're doing it. It might not be in the States, but they're doing it in a real life example. Clash at the Castle had 56,000, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
So they've already outdrew WWE Clash at the Castle.
Mm-hmm.
So
how many seats does this stadium hold?
90,000.
Oh, 90. Okay.
And that's it. That's with no set. That's with, you know.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So yeah, ultimately I could easily see it being maybe capacity of 80.
And because this is, and being that this is going to be a live show, that means it's this is going to be broadcast like 9 in the morning or something.
It'll probably be at like 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
2 o'clock Eastern, so 11 here.
Gotcha.
Yep.
But also too, you know, the one thing I will say, and we talked about it earlier, guys. We talked about how the crowd in San Juan was, right?
Yes.
That's the one thing that does stand out to me about AEW. And me personally, I think I have said it before. I want AEW to really lean on their fans as if like they're the Seattle Seahawks. You know what I mean? How they talk about their fans as being a part of their team. The 12th man. Because I always tell y'all, I'm not huge on the product, but I would never say it's shit. But anytime I've ever watched, it's like a party. It's like a crazy ass party. Like, you ever been to a party where you got a kegger and some crazy shit happened? All of a sudden there was a fight, and then after the fight, immediately ended, everybody's hugging. You know, some dudes, kissed another dude on accident. Some weird shit, man. But like, that's how AEW is. It's one of those crazy ass neighborhood parties, and I think the fans is a huge part of that. So I mean, they deserve a spot at the table. To be
that's a
completely
fun
honest,
Friday night where I come from, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, I dig it.
Best in show. I would say let's all say it together. But I could be wrong.
Okay.
It's let's try it. On a count of 3. You ready?
Uh-huh.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Backlash.
Impact wearing Ruby Sloopers. What? That's not what you were gonna say?
There's always got to be one.
There's always got to be one.
There's always got to be one.
I'm messing. It is Backlash.
And I wasn't even the one this time.
Yeah, right.
It's Backlash. Probably Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah.
Short second.
I mean, after all, how could they get us to care about Zelina Vega versus Rhea Ripley? You know,
tell me about
you
it.
Ain't lying. You ain't even lying.
That is a pure example of taking something that doesn't look great on paper,
right,
and pulling it off. Massive.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, and also too, y'all get mad at me. Did you see what Bailey was wearing? I ain't never seen that much skin on her ever. So she was really feeling the Puerto Rican sun, because I ain't never seen Bailey with that less amount of clothes on. I don't know if I liked it or if I was maybe something happened, or actually I did like it. But I'm just saying, like,
you can admit it. It's cool.
Right. We're all guys here. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. We are getting ready to jump on to our next podcast, which is 3. In fact, you know what? I always forget to roll, the what the topics are going to be. So let me get that going while I'm just finishing up, so you can get an idea of what we're going to talk about. And for those who can't see the scroll because you don't watch us live, we're going to talk a little bit about Drew McIntyre, talk a little bit about Trinity, or Naomi, who explains her departure, and then an AEW star. Time is coming to an end. Who is that? We're going to talk all about that on our 3 count, so make sure to watch it with us live after this, or if you download the recordings, it will be available Tuesday morning. All right. So with that, thank you for hanging out with us. And yeah, we'll see you when we see you. Take care. Peace.